Welcome back, everybody, to the Pooley Mag TV, the raw, unedited, unscripted NUFC fan channel where everybody's got an opinion and nobody's opinion's wrong. Well, this is a bit of an apology video because I've just posted a video there that I've had to delete where I've come across very angry. I'm drinking on the video and, it's just not me. That's not me. So if anybody's kids have watched that, I do apologise. It was very reactionary and I can get a little bit reactionary on when it comes to Newcastle. Very angry, shouting, being a little bit aggressive on the video, and that's not the way I want to be portrayed in real life, and it's not the way I want to be portrayed on YouTube either. So I've deleted the video because it's not a good look, and it's just not who I am. And like I say, if anybody's been offended by that, I know there was hardly any swearing in it, but still, there was still swearing. I'm still, I look out of it on it, and I've took it off because it's just not a good look. It's not what I want my channel to be. I'm not here to rage post, you know what I mean? I'm not here to rage bait. I'm not here to be controversial. I'm just a Newcastle fan with an opinion. And yes, when we get hammered like we have been today, it does annoy me and their emotions come out. And because I'm used to making videos, it become quite natural to just put a camera in front of me and vent. But looking back, it's not a good video, and it's not the video that I want on my channel. So this is the video that I'm going to put on my channel as an instant reaction to the Aston Villa game. We weren't good enough. We were slow. Our defence was slow. Our midfield was slow. And Isaac looks well off the pace. He looked well off the pace the other night and all. And I don't know if he's carrying a knock off, if just the pressure of Premier League football's getting to him, because sometimes it does. He's our top goal scorer this season and he's been magnificent. And sometimes it can get to you. Sometimes the rigours can get to you. Sometimes, the pressures of being in the Premier League can get to you. Isaac is a phenomenal player, don't get me wrong, but the last couple of games, especially against Palace, I know he scored, but he looked well off the pace against Palace, and I haven't seen the game. A big shout out to the Toon Review. I was listening to the Toon Review, listening to Paul do his great commentary as always, and Isaac sounded well off the pace, but so did a lot of players, to be fair. So did a lot of players, and that's not what we need as it going into the last 5 games of the season. Now, I've said controversially that Bruno Guimaraes isn't good enough, and that was wrong on me. He is good enough. He's more than good enough to play for Newcastle. It was one bad game, and everybody's allowed a bad game. Even Tonali didn't have his best game, did he? Trippier's corner sounded rubbish. Isaac wasn't great. The defence wasn't great. It was just one of them games, Aston Villa had a point to prove. The beat PSG and could have quite easily went through. They're in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, could have quite easily got to the semi-finals of the Champions League. And, they in Champions League contention, they've got one of the best managers in Europe. And they were at home, so it was always going to be a hard game. Did I expect us to get beat 4-1? No, I didn't. I thoroughly expected us to continue that great form and win 2-1. But when you're playing the same team for 7 matches in a row and bringing on late substitutions, this is what's going to happen. Now, this has got to be a shout out now to our owner. Our owner now needs to look at this and think, right, if we can get third with this squad, what can we do with a proper squad? Because for a fact, City, Chelsea, Manchester United, Tottenham, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Liverpool are all going to buy in the summer. They're all going to go big. Now, if we go 20, 30, 40 million and buy a couple of young players, we're going to find ourselves 8th or 9th very quickly. We need to spend 200 million in the summer. We need 3 to 4 top class players. So when we take a player off, we can bring on the same quality. We take Tonali off, we bring on Sean Longstaff. Aston Villa take off Marco Asensio, they bring on a Jacob Ramsey, or a Leon Bailey, or a Daniel Marlin. They take Ollie Watkins off, they bring on Marcus Rashford. We take Isaac off and we bring on an absolute shot, Callum Wilson, or a very raw young Willis Sula. This is the difference. Yes, we're above Aston Villa at the minute, but whether we finish above them or not is a different question because Aston Villa now don't have Europe to contend with. And Aston Villa have got a far better squad than us. You look at Manchester City, and they haven't one of their worst seasons in a very long time. But they've got Omar Marmoush, who can cover Erling Haaland. Who've we got? And Sandro Tonali. Say Sandro Tonali and Isaac get injured in training tomorrow, or whenever they're training again. Who've we really got to come in? Who you'd be confident with? Lewis Miley? Sean Longstaff? Joe Willock? These players aren't good enough. That there was a humbling that we needed. We've won a cup and we've been great this season. In patches. We've won 19 of our last 25 games, by the way, so it's not that bad, is it really? In all competitions, but still, we've lost far too many league games and we've conceded far too many goals. Something needs to change. Hopefully, we bring in the players that we need. But this was just a bit of an apology video. It's a lot more calmer. This is the real me. This is the subdued real me. I'm not happy and jubilant. We've just been back and forth one, but I'm not angry and reactionary either. So hit subscribe, share, keep it Pooley Mag TV, keep it black and white. Over and out.